morning, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure and an honor. I am used to speaking to conferences, not conferences quite like this. They told me to dress in a rock sort of style. Now, I am a politician, so, I rolled up my sleeves. I wore these socks. I tried, people. I tried. Just a little bit about my hometown, the mayor that I'm so proud to lead, Port Coquitlam. For those of you who know Port Coquitlam, you know it as Pogo. For those of you who are visiting us, please look up the greatest Canadian this country has ever produced from Port Coquitlam, Terry Fox. And we have the Terry Fox run is coming up this Sunday. And if you want to learn about my city, please Google Terry Fox and be inspired by what he's done. So I also have the distinct honor of being chair of the TransLink Mayor's Council. So what is that? Well, it's kind of like a cat herder because I am responsible for 21 mayors, 1 director, and 1 First Nation chief to bring us together and try and agree to what we're going to do in this region. So you can see on the map, Metro Vancouver, as I said, we have 21 municipalities, 1 electoral area, and 1 treaty First Nation. Metro Vancouver is home to 2.8 million people and increasing rapidly. We're going through a tremendous period of growth. In fact, our population is expected to increase by the size of the city of North Vancouver, where we're currently, every single year. And so with record population growth, one of our biggest challenges is how are we going to ensure that people can move around this region? And that is what our plan, Transport 2050, Access for Everyone, is all about.
Thanks a lot, Brad. And thanks for making the effort with the socks and the suits. Yeah. Andrew also rocks because he has the challenge of implementing all of these strategies and taking care of the transport needs of the region. As Director of TransLink Strategy and Policy, you've got big plans for the future. 2050, sorry. 2015 is in the past. In case you weren't sure. 2050, what's that all about, Andrew?
Transport 2050, if you go to the next slide, Access for Everyone. This is this document under the amazing leadership of Chair West and the Mayor's Council. They approved this document, I think about a year and a half ago, something like that. Time flies, but it represents a 30-year strategy for transportation, a vision for the entire region. Not just for TransLink, the organization, but really on behalf of the region, all local governments and the provinces, they have a big transportation role in this region. To all the mobility service providers represented in this room, communities, to the regional governments of Metro Vancouver and TransLink, we've all got a role to play. And the vision that we collectively came up with on the next slide describes the idea of access for everyone. And we can talk a bit more about what that looks like, but the 5 goals are convenient choices for everyone, affordable choices, reliable choices, safe and comfortable choices, and carbon-free choices. There's some pretty ambitious targets under each of those 5 goals. The one that I'll just highlight in particular of interest to this audience is by 2050, we'd like 50% of all trips in this region by walking, cycling, and transit, and 26% by shared cars. So the significant majority of trips by shared and active mobility. We'd like to reduce congestion, improve affordability, eliminate traffic fatalities, and get to zero carbon transportation system. All applying the lenses of reconciliation, social equity, and resilience. So that's in a nutshell what Transport 2050 is about. I'm just going to describe one more slide that I think of interest to this group. If you go to the next one, that you can see up here. Again, if you want to join me on stage, there's a slide down here. One of the key to make convenient choices for people. What does that actually look like? Convenient choices where people don't need to own their own automobile and rely on that for every trip. It means making active transport the most convenient choice for short trips. It means making transit the most convenient choice for longer trips. It means making it convenient for all households to make the occasional car trip without needing to own a car. And it means stitching all of those things together seamlessly, both physically and digitally, so that as an ecosystem, all of us in this room representing all of those modes and services can provide a competitive and attractive alternative to needing to own your own car and use your own car for every trip. So I think that's the ambitious vision of Transport 2050.